What's going on, everybody? So Wrong Turn 2021 just came out. I just reviewed it. I got Wrong Turn 4 already out, hopefully, by the time this video comes out. So check out my 1 through 4 reviews and my review for the remake. And Wrong Turn 5 and 6, they're on their way. I got reviews done for those already, but they're not out yet. But I'm not going to wait to do this ranking. Let's just rank it right now. I've already watched them, and I'm never going to watch a couple of these ever again. Let's get into this franchise ranking right now. From worst to best, we got 7 movies to talk about now. I'm not going to go way in depth about my reasonings and shit because I already got reviews to explain why I like or don't like the movies. So what is at the bottom? What is my number 7? What is the worst movie in this franchise? And to be honest, a couple of these at the bottom, they compete for the worst movie because they're trash. And my least favorite one in this franchise is Wrong Turn 6. This movie is just painful to get through. The only redeeming thing about this movie and the movies for number 6 and 5 is the kills. You know, these movies, after the first couple, just became about kills, and they just said, fuck characters that are interesting, fuck acting that's at least decent, fuck tension, all that stuff, fuck quality, and they just took a nosedive. These movies are so painful to get through. 5 and 6 especially. Speaking of 5, my number 6 will be part 5, Wrong Turn 5. This is the one with Pinhead. Again, the only thing good about this movie is some kills. They're very mean-spirited, they're gruesome, a guy getting mulched up into pieces by that farm equipment. Very gruesome, very, very gory, this film. But unfortunately, it's got some shitty acting, shitty characters, and Pinhead in this movie is so goddamn annoying, and the sets in this movie look so fake, it's laughable. Next up will be Wrong Turn 3. This one, again, has some really good kills, but unfortunately, this is the one with like the most noticeable CGI in it. You got a guy who gets sliced into 3 pieces, and it looks like a goddamn cartoon. Three Finger is the only killer in this movie. It's just a one guy. It's basically a slasher. There's no family anymore, so that's not as exciting as the other movies. They waste his son character from the end of part 2. That was completely wasted, and it's just so ridiculous. Again, bad acting, characters that you just hate because they're just a bunch of freaking felons always yelling at each other throughout the whole fucking movie. It's just another bad entry in this franchise, and one that's decent to watch with maybe a group of friends to make fun of and look at some gory kills. Coming up next will be Wrong Turn 4. This is a slight step up from part 3 in quality. There's way less CGI in this one. Still brutal, gruesome kills. But unfortunately, the characters are abysmal. They're just the typical stock horny people doing drugs in this abandoned sanatorium, getting high and fucking each other. You got a lesbian couple, which is nice, and lots of nudity, but these characters are so moronic that you want to punch a hole in your TV. It's got one of the most ridiculous character decisions I've ever seen in my life. Number 3 will go to the original movie. Now, this is a movie that shockingly went down on my last viewing. I used to love this movie growing up, but on my last viewing, I just started to see more flaws in it. I didn't like these characters. Once again, broken record here, but that's the main problem with this franchise. Characters. Didn't like these people. I thought the acting was fine at times, but then there's moments where some of them just started to slip into weak territory, and the final girl, wasn't crazy about her, and there's just one cool creative kill in here that's very memorable, one of the best kills of the 2000s, and I like the makeup effects on the killers in this movie. It's the best they've ever looked, and I like that this one was straying away from, at the time, trend of being like Scream. This is like one of the first horror movies of the 2000s. I was like, let's go back to the 80s style. Let's put kids or young adults in the woods and do that shit again. And so I liked that. I appreciated that. But it suffered from feeling very generic at times. Number 2 will go to number 2, Wrong Turn 2. This is my favorite of the original franchise, of course, because it does what the first one did, but on a different scale. It amps everything up. It just ramps everything up to 11. The gore, the kills, just the amount of people that are in the family now. There's a lot more of them. There's a lot more of a threat. I like the game show angle they went with. I liked some of the subversion of expectations, killing someone who you thought was going to be the final girl like 20 minutes into the film. And just the kills overall. You got Ken Kersinger playing one of the hillbillies in this movie. There's a lot more cannibalism in here. They actually really go for the cannibalism in this film way more than the other ones. And yeah, I like the cast in this movie. They're very recognizable to me. I love Final Destination 3, so I liked seeing Texas Battle and Crystal Lowe, or whatever her name is. And yeah, some nudity, fantastic kills. The makeup on the cannibals is still good. And I really like this film. It's entertaining. It's entertaining fun. The quality of the film, like look-wise, the way it looks very cheap. And the characters aren't that great still, but it's a fun time. So Wrong Turn 2 is my number 2. But my number 1 is the remake. Shocking. I went into this movie thinking it was going to be in the middle of my ranking. Like, it's got to be at least better than, 3, 5, and 6. Hopefully 4. But hopefully it's going to be like number 2 or 3 in my ranking. But it made its way all the way to the top because it is completely different. I guess maybe watching 4, 5, and 6 in succession very back to back right before seeing this movie helped me appreciate this film a lot more because the quality of those films is so pathetic that this one just looks like it's The Godfather. This movie is way better than a lot of these movies in this franchise. I really like the main character in this movie. Her arc is very strong. The way it ends, it's a fist pumping, like fuck yeah ending. Great freaking finale. The third act is very tense, a lot of suspense. Love the score. Love Matthew Modine in the movie. Like the subplot with him and where that goes. And it's just the best acted movie. The side characters of the friends of the main protagonist, I didn't care about them. But then again, the story they were going for, you weren't really supposed to like them all that much. They were the typical liberal characters who just think that everyone in the South is, racist rednecks and they're just judging people before even getting to know them. So you're supposed to hate them, which I did. But yeah, besides not liking those characters, I really enjoyed the movie. The first half was like what you were expecting. And then the second half is all kinds of unexpected shit that really amplified the film for me. The first half was okay. It was kind of paint by numbers. You're like, oh, I hope this isn't the whole thing. But then the second half, it really picks up steam, and it goes to that awesome ending. So the Wrong Turn remake is now officially my favorite movie in this franchise, and I look forward to buying it on Blu-ray when it comes out in about a month or so from now. So there's my ranking of the Wrong Turn franchise. I'm sure I'm pissing off some Wrong Turn purists who love the first one and nothing can touch it. But this is my honest opinion. I'm never going to lie to you because what's the point, all right? I made this channel to talk to horror fans and give you my honest opinion, and I think the remake just did everything better. So there you go. There's my ranking. What is your ranking? Let me know in the comments below, and why. What's number 1? Why? Let me know. Don't just say, this is number 1. Give me reasons. And then also, if you're new here, consider becoming a subscriber by clicking on my cartoon face in about 5 seconds, and hit this like button while you're at it. And I have a Patreon that you can donate to for as little as $1 a month. You can get movie reviews. And yes, there you go. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. And until next time, auf Wiedersehen.